Hello guys, my name is Dr. Varun and here I am back with 30 days, 30 most important topic for NEET 2025 Biology.
Chalo, let's complete it.
So guys, today we're gonna be starting with another topic, but before that I want to talk about two major things. One is that I'm really sorry that yesterday there was no videos for you, but we will cover it up today by sending two videos in a day, which you can watch, one today, one tomorrow morning, anything that's fine. Second thing, why the video was not there. The first reason was since past 2 days I was totally occupied with the news from the Pahalgam terror attack. It was spineless, it was cruel, it was brutal that happened over there, so I couldn't concentrate and make a video. I didn't even took any classes, I remember that, whatsoever students I have. Second thing, I had an interview yesterday, but whatever was going on and all those things, I'm not able to give it well also, so I was little disappointed, but that's okay. You guys are here, you guys are giving me immense love, and that's enough for me. Let's just start the topic. Today we're gonna be studying about the evolution topic. And what are we gonna study? We're gonna be studying about the brief account of evolution. Now this will start from how that started and how we reaches currently where we are. Let's just dive into it. Starting with our whole thing, this imaginative universe that we have, it started from nothingness. Okay, so nothingness with a single peck, a single dot is present, we call it singularity. And I don't know from where, okay, maybe the gods, they just blast that area. Okay, and that area that was blast, it wasn't a big explosion, unimaginable, this bigger than anything. So an explosion happens, and as that explosion happens, what happened? Energy will be released, and energy is equals to mc square, means mass produced. What mass produces? Hydrogen and helium, basic atom forms. Whenever there is a mass, there will be presence of gravitation, and speed is also there, so our whole universe expand. And anything, if it randomness increases, the temperature decreases, so the temperature becomes high and your universe came into existence. This thing happens around 20 billion years ago. Inside your universe, your solar system also formed over there around 4.5 billion years ago. And in this solar system, earlier there was primitive earth. The earth was molten mass, and on that surface, according to the different density, different elements that were made, according to their density, they stratified. So molten thing was present in the inner core. The lighter elements were present towards the crust, and very lighter toward in the atmosphere. How the atmosphere was formed? Basically, the molten substances contains what? They erupt, okay, with the help of your volcanic eruptions. So these volcanic eruptions took place. These volcanic eruptions releases what? It releases water, it releases ammonia, it releases methane. So what happened with the water? Then the sunlight came. What the sunlight did? It split the water into H2 and O2. The H2 is lighter, it escaped into the environment and went away from our atmosphere. And because the gravitation pull was not enough to pull it towards the earth, okay, the oxygen make a bond with or react with methane and the ammonia and produced what? Carbon dioxide and nitric oxide and water. Those water, they were what? Present in the atmosphere and forms what? Clouds. These clouds form the rain, precipitation. For millions of years, rain keep on forming, but the temperature of earth crust was so high that it always evaporates. So this cycle keep on happening, and soon after long period of a time, when the earth surface cool down, because if you know that when the rain happens, the temperature cools down. But think about it, that time when the temperature is 800 degree, 1000 degree Celsius, how the water will stay over there? At 100 degree water evaporate again. So the same thing was happening, but after a period of time, the primitive ocean formed. And this primitive ocean is our prebiotic soup. Why we call it prebiotic soup? Because this has all the elements. Like for example, what was happening when the rain is happening, all the elements present in the atmosphere came down into the ocean, and inside ocean they just mixed up and forms what? A prebiotic life form. But we really don't know how these macromolecules actually join together. But we have done certain experience to find out that whether the chemical evolution theory which we are thinking is correct or not. It was a Uri Miller who actually told us about it, but its experimental verification is by the Haldane and the Operon. Okay, if you would have studied it, your NCERT, this was given. Moving on, we are coming back that we said that we don't know how these macromolecules of different organic compounds came together and formed the first cell, but we assume that the first cell would be the protobionts, which could be microsphere or conservates, whether there will be cell wall present or not present, whether there will be simple form of reproduction or not. Cell theory, very important, the cell theory. Okay, little bit is linked with it. Moving on, after certain period of a time, our NCERT says that we evolved. Okay, and when we will evolve? Around 2000 million years ago. At that time, first photosynthetic cell came, which can make its own food, and something which can make its own food will act like a producers, and producers are super important for our environment and ecosystem to sustain, you know that. So that forms around 2000 million years ago. Later on, this single cell group together and form a multicellular organism, which is this. Then this multicellular organism in last 500 million years ago, they were invertebrates. Okay, they form lots of invertebrates. So I am writing it invertebrates. Around 500 million years ago, invertebrates were highly dominant, but they were all in what? In your ocean. So this water thing I am showing, everything is in the ocean. Okay, unless I am telling. Then what happened? 350 million years ago, jawless vertebrates came into existence. So these are the jawless one. Out of this, at this time, 320 million years ago, seaweed was highly present over there. Simultaneously, at this time, certain plants comes out on the land, and these were highly widespread. So the first organism on land or who invade the land is what? Is your plants. That was close to what? 320 million years ago. Simultaneously, there are certain these fishes, they are called as what? Low fins. They came onto the soil. Why? Because their fins have lobes and they can move. Okay, they have a spout-like mouth, and they only, like one of that such fish was found in 1938 in the South Africa coast. Earlier it was believed that they are extinct. Okay, but they are still present, and the name is coelacanth. So we used to call that coelacanth fish. Although right now we don't have any such specimens available with us according to NCERT. But one thing we used to call about coelacanth is that in the course of evolution it was lost. So it forget that, okay, the nature said, forget that, okay, I have to do the evolution of this fish also. Let it be like that only. That is what nature did. Okay, coming back, this low fins only change into what? Present day amphibians. And then these amphibians generate into, like, amphibians has to be depending on the proper on the water also for the fertilization. So they are not the true land invading animals, but they invades the land. Okay, around 320 million years ago only. Then early reptiles came that were truly able to survive on the land because their egg has thick coverings present to it, which is not present in the amphibians, if you remember about the frog. Okay, then these reptiles, at the same time, there was what? Lot of ferns also present during this time. Okay, so ferns are also widespread over there. This here we reach to the point of what? 200 million years ago. Okay, but reptiles came around 300 million years ago, and even before that 350 million, 320 million years ago. And on that they arises as two different things. One was Sauropsidas, one was Synopsidas. Sauropsidas later on forms what? Present day crocodile, tuatars, and all of these turtles and tortoise kind of a thing. Whereas synapsids actually forms what? Dinosaurs. And later on they form the birds and the mammals part also. Okay, but meanwhile in some of them, some of these reptiles, they go back into the water. They go back into the water, and as they go back in the water, they are what? Ichthyosaurus. Later on, this from here the different lineages comes out, and the species like whales, dolphins, and cows forms, which are what? Which are the mammals variety. So Ichthyosaurus is the reptiles which go on. Then we don't know how the lineages are being formed at your level, and then there are whales, dolphins, and all has been shown to you in the marked dotted lines, because we don't know from where this lineages actually come forward. Okay, meanwhile what is happening with the synopsids? Synopsids forms big different dinosaur or the connecting like Archaeopteryx also. But by 60 million years ago, all of these dinosaurs died. All the giant ferns formed the coal deposits, okay, which I have shown you. And what happened at that time? Smaller reptiles still able to survive. Those smaller reptiles which are still able to survive, they are still present on this planet Earth. If you know any one of that, let me know that in the comment section, but it's not important for the NEET because it's not given in NCERT as of now. Then what happened? The first mammal at that time, small shrew size mammals came. These actually formed later on all the diversified mammals on different continental drift happens, how the flora and fauna survives, different types of mammals like pouched mammals or euthermal mammals, they were formed over there. So that is all about this. That is brief account of evolution. This picture will be available in the Biology Simplified English WhatsApp channel if you want it. Meanwhile, you can see this and you can go through it again. So this is the story of evolution which you have to remember. One more thing that you have to remember about is this too, this page and this diagram of your NCERT. So what question they can form? The question would be in which era which thing was present or started booming up. So if you see over here, this is the tree. First this was present, then this, then this, then this. From this arises this thing. This is your lycopodiums and all. If you remember that over this area, this lycopodium diversify, means this is the point from where they came first into the existence. So this goes with straightforward in the front of it, that is your Silurian period. And in Silurian period, what happened? They were in the form of zoosterile phylum. Okay, and they keep on moving up and form two different lineage. One is arborescent lycopods, another is herbaceous lycopods. The arborescent lycopods are like they are not present on this planet Earth, they become extinct. When they become extinct? During the initiation of the Triassic period. Whereas herbaceous lycopods are still present on the planet Earth. So this way you have to see this diagram and remember it. Then same goes with this. Which time, which era is given to you, which period. Era is not written in this one, era is written in this one, this red color one. This is the period. So here the period only written, but you can combine the two diagrams and get the questions from here. Go through this. Higher chances of question coming of a higher level from here. Now we don't even have the choice questions also. So everything is important. Well, that's all for this video. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, comment down your views and what else you would be wanted. Those students who have asked for some videos will be uploaded before your exam, at least before 2 days of your exam, no matter if I had to add more videos. Today, one more video will come on this channel. That will be for another chapter, important topics. Well, that's all for this video. Share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't. That's all for this video. Thank you so much.